Well, we have the studs cut for the walls. This is enough to do pretty much both front and back wall, not the sides yet. I have to cut that. So here's what I did is I cut these at 82 1/4. I had to do the figuring up here to get me up to the top so I don't go too high. So I figured the floor with the plywood is going to be 4 1/4. This is 82 1/4. You add another 1/2 inch sheeting on top for a roof, and then the 2x6s, that goes up top to make up the roof. Those are actually 5.5 inches. We're gonna get this put together and put some sheeting on it, and we're gonna stand it up and get it in place. So I'm ready to put the sheeting on to stand this wall up, and I got realizing I am putting a mini split heater in here, and the unit is going to sit outside for the AC and heat, and the head unit, I guess you want to call it, is going to be obviously inside. So I got thinking I better put some supports up here, because obviously that steel isn't going to hold that thing up, because that's pretty heavy. So I made these pieces here. I got to get them attached yet, to set on the inside, and then the outside I made these here, and they will screw in the outside of the boards, so that way I can pre-drill the holes, get it all leveled up, and then go outside and mount my brackets and get it ready for installation. So it should be all nice and tidy before I put the wall up. Okay, so I super reinforced the wall this time. So now we have these supports going from top to bottom, and I doubled up the boards inside. So I noticed once that mini split sits on this inside board here, the weight, because these are such a span between the 4x4, this will like twist this way a little bit, and I thought, man, I don't want it to hang down a little bit. So I thought, man, if I could support this. I got a board going all the way to the top of the bottom, and so that tidied it up pretty stiff. Plus, I want to do is build a little kind of like a, I don't know, not like a lean-to, like a little hat basically over the mini split unit on the outside. So this board here and on the other side, that gives me something to nail to, or to screw into for when I put that together, versus just going into the steel. So that actually has a double purpose. Works out pretty good. Yes, sir. First wall is done. Start putting on some sheeting and get her set in place. Well, wall number 1 is done. She's a little ugly. I end up having to use some roofing supports. And the OSB that I used has a little bit of a warpage to it. This is all left over from when I did my roof just about a month ago. It's all bolted down nice. It's supported good. It's just yeah, it's not the prettiest work. Thank goodness it's on the back wall. Of course, once you get the front on it and some insulation in it, we will never see it again. Well, we got all of the walls built. So this is the sidewall that's 14 foot. And got my opening for the door. Used 4x4 posts for that. Kind of handy. Had leftover from when I did my roof. And these are the 2 side walls. And the back wall is complete. So yeah, get this stood up and get everything in place. I removed the socket from the wall and the wiring, and the pipe going out to the chimney outside. So we should be good to go. Well, another trip back from the lumber yard. Good old Home Depot, the big orange box. I don't know where they come up with, it says drywall ultra light. Yeah, I got 4 foot by 10 foot, and those 2 panels together, there's nothing light about them. I gotta take a break in between. This is nuts. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, we are at the point where I'm putting the ceiling rafters up, and I have lights along the garage that need to be removed. So I do have the power off right now, and I'd like to do before we start anything, and yes, we're working on the dark here. Either way, it don't matter. I like to use these testers, and you can see these or not, and just make sure the power's off. Because you know what, just because you kill the switch, you never know, it might be coming from a different place. So just to give those two wires a touch with the tester and make sure she's not hot, and we're going to put her together quick and I'll get the lights back on and show you what we did. You can see this a little bit here. Crazy thing is, get this in focus a little bit, the ground wire, which is here, this is a metal box. Anytime you wire a metal box, you always hook the ground to the box. I mean, it's a must. And they need to be hooked together to keep it all in series. I ended up doing knocking these out because now I twisted the box because it was upside down or hanging upward, you know, for the light. And run the wires through. And instead of using wire nuts, I love these things. These are Wago connectors. And you just flip the little lever up, pop it down, and it holds your power in no problem. They work amazing. I use them for everything. They work way better than a wire nut. Highly recommend them. They're kind of hard to find sometimes. I get them at Menards. But I don't have any little green ground studs, so I just put it here. And I'm going to just use the light, the porcelain light that came with this box, and use that for a cover, because you always want to put a cover back on it. In case things go sour or south, it's protected inside that box. Okay, we are making some progress here. So I have just a little bit of the ceiling left. Got all my stuff moved out from up top except for a few trinkety pieces here. Got some Mustang parts left up there which I can get out. Still got a hood sitting here for 82 GT. And I had my hood for this 84 Mercury Capri. This thing is brand new, so very cool. This came off a ASE McLaren test car back in '84. It was off in a convertible. Hood has actually never been on the road. Someday hood will put you to use when I get my car painted. But these are all fastened down. We're partway there. And yes, I know you're not supposed to run them side by side. You're supposed to stagger it, but you know, it is inside of a building, obviously, and it's not getting shingles or anything. And I'm basically putting it up there to keep the critters out, you know, mice and stuff like that, because I know they are running around in here watching me work. So tomorrow we'll continue, and I still got to take this light out up here, so I figured that was going to be a tomorrow morning project, and moved off to the side and get rid of it like I did the one that was over here. And get the ceiling wrapped up and get some wiring put in here, because it's gonna start getting dark in here pretty quick. Figure better get her lit up a little bit. Okay, so the insulation is about ready. The wiring is about as good as it's gonna get till the insulation's done. So we got our power running in, around, down to our light switch, going back up and across. Got two plugs up top for the lights. And last light. I got thinking I better add another wall plug. I figured might as well do it now than later, because obviously it's not going to happen later in life. This corner, my plans is my airbrush booth and air compressor will go here. So it's going to be up higher. And then along here I'm going to do USB style plug outlets. The two in the center and then a normal one on the bottom, and my power comes in through there. It is time for the pink fuzz. Yeah, time to get me a suit on, some glasses, and get my girl out of here. Right, Lily Dilly? Yep, okay.